Hello and welcome to this Northern Premier League fixture here between Tadcaster Albion and Stocksbridge Park Steels as the players here just step into the tunnel to the right of me. Here, I'm your commentator, Adam Allcroft, here for this massive match for both sides, maybe bigger for Tadcaster than the Steels today. So we are here at Ings Lane in the heart of John Smith Brewery, and we're expecting a no-nonsense game that has some massive consequences, particularly for Tadcaster. Should Tadcaster fail to win today and other results, including Brickhousers and Carlton's, go against them, they could be condemned to the relegation playoffs. If more results go against them, including Lincoln United and Shilders, they could be theoretically, practically relegated today anyway. They mathematically wouldn't be, but the goal difference would surely be too much to overcome. The Steels, of course, with a loss today, could drop out of the playoffs. And they need to try and get that few points barrier again because Dunstan, the team below them, with 3 points behind them, the team we drew to, are just 3 points behind us. A win in their game in hand could actually draw them level as well. But I'd like to wish you a happy non-league day here in the Tadcaster bar, just the way the Tadcaster Stadium is set up. It means that I commentate from the bar today. It means that it's my warmest day. I've got the smell of some brilliant football grub behind me. There's pints for £3.50 in here today, which is quite good considering we are genuinely, you have to drive through with the John Smith Brewery to get here. And the players are coming out now, being led out here by, I presume, a mascot wearing an Arsenal shirt. It's actually one of the old ones from, I believe, the Invincibles era. That's Tadcaster's mascot today. He's a grown adult, just to let you know as well. So the team's just coming out now, and we will read the teams out for you now. So we'll start with Tadcaster's team. So it's Josh Masfari in goal, then it's Jack Johnson, Noah Wadsworth, Luke Sharry, James Beeston, Daniel Hartley, Rafael Ferreira, Adam Porritt, Johnny Shepherd, Scott Smith, and Omar Sanyang. Their bench today is Nathan Dyer, Mariusz Bratkowski, Theo Hudson, Raj Pallet, and Zane Love. Stocksbridge Park Steel's team today is Ben Townsend, Bailey Baker, who comes in for Jack Tinker, Jordan Lemon, Mitch Langton, Charlie Ogleby, Alex O'Connor, Curtis Turner, who's the captain today, Charlie Wood, Luke Rawson, Lewis McCaskill, and if you're favourite, Lewis McCaskill also returns from his injury from Tuesday night. The bench is Keegan Townrow, Jack Tinker, Ethan Bojang, the other man who's dropped to the bench today, Ross Goodwin, and Luca De Falco. So we're just seeing the teams head into positions now. So Tadcaster, they are bottom of the table at the moment. It took them a long time to get their winners. The mascot is returning to the pitch now for the pictures. I feel like he may have been stitched up in some sort of way. But Tadcaster made bottom, and obviously they didn't win for a while. It took them until Sheffield FC a couple of months ago into the second half of the season to get their first win. They have improved under their third manager of the season, Andy Monkhouse, and obviously today they are the cornered animal. They know a loss today could send them down. They are going to be scrapping like anything to make sure they do not lose and they do have a chance of staying up and keeping this fight on. Because for as long as you keep the fight, long as it's not mathematically done, you will still believe. You can see all that committee made their way into half of the Tadwell's stand to the opposite. I mean, it's just a standing stand, a little terrace for someone for them to stand on under the rain that does keep coming and going here at Tadcaster today. So we are just minutes away from kickoff here. We will keep you up to date with all the scores happening elsewhere. There's left. Obviously, we will try and keep you up to date with the league table. If you are a Tadcaster fan listening today who hasn't been able to make it, we will try and keep you updated with Tadcaster position and would if the result stands should they get relegated for you Taddy fans who are listening today. I do like it here at Tadcaster. I would obviously aim on after the massive flood. Anyway, the referee has us all ready here. So it looks like he's just going to make his final checks. Just bear in mind, I've got double glazed windows around here, so I can't actually hear the whistles, so I may not be able to tell something. And here we go. Oh, I can hear the whistles. And the game commences with Stocksbridge Park Steels kicking us off. So they're in the all-red kick, kicking from right to left, while Tadcaster Albion are in a yellow shirt, navy shorts, and yellow socks kicking from left to right. Rawson's just testing down. He's going to flick it over the top for Pay with try and chest, but it's headed away by Taddy. It goes to Sharry, who knocks it back into left back, and it's not long by Wadsworth up front, and it's going to bounce well into midfield, and Tadcaster's going to get on it right away. And they sent one for Ferreira to chase down the right wing, and Tadcaster on the attack with just a minute gone so far. On the attack, going to cut it inside. Lemon physicality gets a touch onto it. Lemon, and then it's cleared away by Wood, the hero from Tuesday night. Rawson just holding up quite well and sneaking it onto McCaskill on the left, who's going to knock it through Fabu. Fabu's back to goal, trying to get past his man. It's going to bounce off his feet of Fabu, and it's going to be a throw into Tadcaster. Good defending from the home side there. So it's back here currently with Johnson, who goes into Sherry, who's knocked it long, goes forward. It's been miscontrolled a bit, but it still gets to Ferreira on the right wing. Ferreira's going to try and cause some problems for Lemon here. He's going to get down to the line, puts a good looking cross in. No one's in the middle there, and Baker's he'll take it away, but it bounces in for Scott Smith, who takes a touch, takes a shot, blocked by Turner. Going to go out for a throw in here on the right wings. Tadcaster starting brightly here today. Yes, Jack Tinker obviously having a bit of a knock at the moment. He's on the bench due to injury. We'll see if he comes on later. Throwing going into the block here to Porritt, and it's been miscontrolled and goes right out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Back here for Lemon to take the throw-in now. Tadcaster, historic opponents of the Steels. The very first game of Stocksbridge Park Steels following the merger was against Tadcaster, a 1-1 draw that day. So famous opponents for us as Lemon throws it down. Rawson heads it on. Faber's going to try and knock it on. McCaskill will look to chase, but I think it's being well covered by Hartley there, who's going to pass it back to Masfari. McCaskill continues to chase. Masfari sliced the clearance there, though I think it is going to go completely to Hartley, who's now going to head it back to Masfari, and this time he's going to go the more simple route and throw it out. Gives it to Wadsworth at left back, who feints a bit, but that allows a Faber to get a foot in. It goes out for a throw to Tadcaster right in front of the home bench. So Wadsworth here will just take his time looking for his men here as he takes a few steps up as well. And then being off, he took quite a few steps up there before O'Connor's the one who heads it away, but it's just going to be a bit of head tennis here between the two sides before it bounces to Porritt, who's going to allow it to roll across him, and then he's going to get it through to Johnson, who's advanced forward, and it's a slip-through pass, and Tadcaster may have an opportunity here. He's been forced wide there, gets it to Ferreira now on the right wing. He's in the box here down the line, trying to get to the byline, flashes across, and it's going to go out for a throw-in, actually, right next to the corner flag. Looks like Rafael Ferreira is the man to watch for Tadcaster in this game so far. He's looked very lively down that right wing and has caused Jordan Lemon some problems so far in this game. Baker here will take his time with this throw, and he's taken about 5 yards up and up. Throws it down looking for Rawson. We bounce over him, bounce over a Faber as well, but he does control it. It's headed back into his path. Faber's trying to escape the markers, needs to get the pass off, and he does, but it is blocked off and goes back into the defence for Beeston to pass back to Masfari. Now, much change team from the one that came to Brackenmore following another change in manager. They've had 3 managers season. That's never a sign of a positive season. As it goes back to Baker, who heads it forward. Faber wins the aerial fight with Wadsworth, but it only goes back to Sherry, one of the players who did play back at Brackenmore for Tadcaster. Now goes back to Beeson here, who's going to give it back to Masfari. Rawson's going to continue to press as Masfari just miscontrols it a bit, but he's able to get clearance away. It's not the best clearance in the world. It's just going to go right out in front of me here for a throw-in. So we are, and the throw-in's going to go in quick from Lemon here, down the line to Rawson. Rawson's fight to keep it in. He does with a little spin, but it just gives it back to Beeston here, who's going to carry over. Only gives it back to Turner. Turner's going to try and advance down this left way, but he's going to get out-muscled by Smith, who then gets himself fouled by Turner. Some smart play from the midfielder, and it gets them the free kick in that right-back position. We're 3 minutes gone in this game so far. It's 0-0 between Tadcaster Albion and Stocksbridge Park Steels. So I'm not the only one who's taken the option here to sit in the bar and watch the game from in here. It's one of the joys of non-league here on non-league days that you can sit in a bar like this, a lovely bar actually, and watch a game of football with a pint in your hand and not actually in the freezing cold. The only problem is that because of the double glazing, which keeps us warm, you don't get as much as the atmosphere. Ball's going long here. Turner's going to try and judge it, but goes back to Baker, who gets it through to Wood, who beats his man with that first touch, but then it's well covered there by Porritt, who passes it back to Masfari. Masfari rolls it back out to Beaton, and McCaskill's causing problems, and Masfari's distribution is not helping Tadcaster at the moment because he's just booted that one right out of play for the Steels to get a throw in a decent looking position. Lemon's coming up to take it. To say they do pass it back to him a lot, his distribution today has not been great, whether that's normal for him or just the pitch, I don't know. But Turner's just been tackled, and Tadcaster's looking to turn this into a counter attack. Johnny Shepherd advancing on Oglesby on the right wing at the moment. Shepherd continuing to advance down. He's then tackled by Oglesby, and then Lemon's coming back to sweep up, and he's going to pass it centrally to O'Connor, who evades a tackle from Smith really well. Great play by O'Connor, who beckons McCaskill to come in front of him, and he does McCaskill. McCaskill evades a challenge, even though I think the foot went in on the leg. He's chipped one over looking for a Faber on the left wing. Faber gets that first touch on him, but he's being pushed over there by Hartley. He's not gone down, though, for Faber, and he's fortunately given the throw back to Tadcaster. So good physicality from Hartley. On that verge of being a foul, but one of those ways I think in non-league we are to forgive them that. Local fixture, Doncaster Rovers have gone 1-0 down already. No, I don't think it's even been a goal, but Pinnock has scored for Northampton Town. So it's back here with Johnson to take this throw in for Tadcaster. Who's going to do a big throw in down the line, goes back to Lemon, who is going to try and look for that wing, but he just gives it back to Tadcaster, who clear it out. He gets to Langton, who doesn't control it well, but he gets to Turner anyway. Turner tackle goes on him as he tries to pass it. That's allowed Wadsworth to intercept, but Wadsworth's pass goes right to Baker. Not the highest quality passing from either side there, as it's now back with Ben Townsend. So there are some goals to tell you about in the Northern Premier League, which we'll tell you about the next break as Rawson gathers it in some space here as he advances forward. He's going to let us have Faber on the right wing, who holds it up a bit. Now he's going to put the cross in. He's looking for McCaskill, but it's headed away by Tadcaster. Turning advance onto it, but the header bounces behind him in the end. And now it's back with Ferreira, who's going to look to get the counter attack. I think he was having his shirt pulled a bit there by Turner, but he gets it off anyway to Sanyang on the left wing. But he's been tackling a Faber, who's going to try and turn this into a counter attack. Well covered by Wadsworth, who is going to pass it back to Musfari, and who clearance comes off Rawson throwing to Tadcaster. So the goals to tell you about in the Northern Premier League East, quite a few actually. Conor Oliver has given North Shields the lead against Ossett United, so 1-0 there. Grantham have taken the lead against Consett, Greg Smith there. Long Eaton taking the lead against Grimsby Borough, Tom Kerson's the goal scorer. And Worksop, the champions already, have taken 1-0 lead against Brighouse. James Hanson there. That Grantham goal, not good news for Tadcaster. And by my calculations, as things stand, Tadcaster would be definitely, at the very least, or the very most, be in a relegation playoff. So with ground restrictions and things, that might actually be safe. Now it's currently just with Smith on the left wing, who seems to just try and cover their high. It's a great pass there, gone through to Sanyang. Sanyang's going to advance. He's looking to turn him, but a great tackle from Langton stopped him. Baker's trying to clear it away, but Sanyang continues to press, and it's forced Baker's clearance to just go back to Smith here on the left wing. Smith trying to force his way in, but he's not being allowed to. Pass it back to Sanyang, who's just going backwards here, and he gives it back to Sharry. Sharry here is going to take the long pile driver shot, but that's well, not well. We're only a couple of yards over. Good play from Tadcaster. Sanyang causing some problems down the left wing then. And again, it looks like if Tadcaster's going to have joined this game, it is going to come from either winger, because we've seen Rafael Ferreira cause some problems down the right side. Now we just see Omar Sanyang get into the game there and create an opportunity for the home side, who have probably been edging this one so far. So it goes back with Townsend, who is taking his time. There is just a bit of space behind the goal, so we wonder if it is going to take a bit of time every so often to get the ball back. Long ball forward from Townsend. It's going to be headed away, though, by Hartley, and it gets through to Shepherd, who now gets it to Sanyang on the left, who's got some space in front of him, but instead he's going to try and get the pass across field looking for Ferreira. Controls it well. He's looking to beat Lemon here on the right wing. He's going to try and go around the outside. Continues to get down towards the byline. He has the beating Lemon there. Puts a good low cross base. Oglesby blocked there. That stops it flashing across goal. It goes to the left wing where Wadsworth is going to put a cross in, but that is very poor, very high, and out for a goal kick. And it just seems like Ferreira is the man who's going to cause a lot of problems today. Back with Townsend now for the goal kick. Just seen a few comments there. Just going to have a look through. See the footy man come on, steals, and predicting a 5-0 victory. I don't think it's going to be anything like that today. It's going to be a tight one with the way Tadcaster have been playing recently. And David Bradley saying Edric Collins steals 3 points. Let's hope so. But it's Sharry on the ball right now. and he's been pressured, and Rawson actually almost managed to get into him there, but now he's been blocked off by McCaskill. There might be opportunity here. McCaskill beats one man. He just needs to get on it next. McCaskill, he's been pressed by Sharry again. McCaskill's looking for the shot, but it may be too late now because he's now been crowded out, and Sharry, who made the mistake, has recovered it really well, and then as Tadcaster were getting the ball out there, the foul was committed and Tadcaster had a free kick. McCaskill, they're just not getting it right for the shot there, and Sharry, to his credit, after making the mistake, was able to come back, recover, and make the tackle, which has managed to stop Tadcaster from conceding. And just Sharry did get a good round of applause from the home fans here for his work in that. Sharry was probably one of the more impressive players Tadcaster when they played at Brackenmore back in November. As the ball's just on the left wing now here, Sanyang puts a good-looking cross in, but Townsend, he drops it, Townsend. He gets it back in the second one, but what looks quite comfortable then became a bit of a problem. So Townsend back on it after that little fright from the goalkeeper, and that might see a few more crosses go in. Townsend's going to now send along. Rawson's going to be one to try and get his head onto this. Comes off his back actually in the end, but it is with Tadcaster now who's sent it for Ferreira to chase, but I think that's just going to bounce comfortably back into that left back position, which Townsend's going to come stretch out to collect. I think he's going to take it into his box as well to try and pick it up as well. And it's some good work. But some Stocksbridge remaining trying to remain solid at the back. We are 11 minutes gone in this game so far, with it being 0-0 here, with Tadcaster having the better opportunities so far. And another goal to tell you about, as Townsend's on ball forward straight out. Pontefract have taken lead against Sheffield FC. Mikey Dunn has scored there. Ball going along here to Smith. Turner goes barging in. There's no foul from Turner. Surprised that, but then Rawson, who the ball gone to, is giving the ball away now. Tadcaster will get on the attack themselves. I say that, they've just kicked it right out to play for a Steele's throw-in. Just, there isn't too much quality in this game so far. And now it's going back for Lemon, who's going to take this throw-in. It does look a bit further forward than it actually went out. Still stuff you're throwing it, trying to a bit poor from O'Connor, was a bit lackadaisical on the ball, who was immediately robbed by Luke Sharry and then given a foul away, trying to recover from it. And I think the referees just had a little word with O'Connor there as he goes back. And now Tadcaster have a good opportunity to get the ball, and just a bit too relaxed there. Alex O'Connor had a good game on Tuesday night against Dunstan, but the team he made his debut against for. And now it's a chance for them to get it in. It's Porritt who's going to put the ball in. It's a diagonal ball, and it's still in the box as the first header wasn't cleared away, but it has been cleared now. But only back to Porritt, who's going to get a second chance to put the ball in. And Turner's header just goes really well from when you want it to go. And it's back with Ferreira on the right wing. Ferreira's going to try and turn around Lemon, and Lemon there uses his back to block him off. And Steels are now able to clear. It's a Tadcaster throwing right in front of me, just on the halfway line. Steels there almost punished for not clearing their lines. Hallam FC have just taken a lead in their game on 1-0. Fell scoring there. Just going to go back now for Johnson to take this throw in, who's taking a long run before big throwing down the line, headed away by Wood, and goes to Porritt, who's just clearance goes very high. Uggs gets the first header onto it, but Ellen goes high again, and he gets the second on the field, to Lemon, who gets it to Wood, and now back to Lemon, whose clearance is charged down now for Steele's throwing. So it's back for Lemon to take this throw-in as the Steels try to get out of their own half at the moment. Just seeing Sue there's time from York. You could have come down if you're in York. Not very far away. And Steve Turner saying, come on, Stocksbridge, 3 points today. Listening from work. Lemon's going to throw it down. Rawson tries to head it on, but I think he had it out by Ferreira, who the referee agrees. So it's going to be another throw just on the halfway line, gives it to Turner quickly, and he tries to get back to Lemon, but it goes out of play. And Tadcaster, I think, initially was trying to get it off quickly, but Smith saw he didn't really have the options, so instead it's going to be laid back off here for Johnson to come up and take it again, basically right in front, going out in the almost identical position here. Thrown back here into his own defence to Hartley, and he spins out to Rawson, and then eventually has to pass it back to Masfari. Rawson's going to press, which has been a good option with Masfari's distribution, but that's better. It goes to Turner, who heads it forward, but that's only going to go back to Beeson, who clears it one forward. Looking here for Ferreira, who is trying to hold down a bouncing ball and eventually just bounced off his knees before going out. Ferreira just not being able to get control of that one. I'm going to be honest here, I'm on a diet here, but I can smell all the food behind me and it's absolutely driving me mad at the moment. Just that beautiful fried food that you get at football grounds, I absolutely adore. Lemon's going to throw it down the line and just bounce off the legs of Johnson. Goes out for another throw. This time it's in the Tadcaster half. Seals trying to edge down the field at the moment. Lemon just take it a few steps. So he's trying to get it horizontal to Turner, and it might open up this. Turner here, this poor pass from Turner goes behind Afebu, but he does get it anyway. Afebu now pass it back to Baker as Tadcaster are pressing Stocksbridge out. Baker trying to get a killer pass through, but it's really aimless and it's going to be collected with absolutely no trouble at all by Masfari. Goalkeeper will be happy to get the ball back. As for a while, it looked like there may be an opportunity, but just some poor passing there, letting the Steels down. We are 15 minutes gone in this game, and it is still 0-0 here. As that kick forward from Masfari went to a favour, but he couldn't control it. He's out for a throw to Taddy on the halfway line, on the opposite side to me here on their left wing. So it's back. Wadsworth currently on the road, who doesn't really know where it seemed to know where it was going. Instead, he actually works out well because he gets it to Smith, who's passed it back to him. Smith trying to create the attacking opportunity now as he does another 1-2 and he's going to collect it. He's going to look for that pass, look for Johnson on the overlap, but it's a bit ahead of him and it's being well covered off by McCaskill doing decent defensive work, and Townsend is able to collect that in his own box. So right back here with Townsend now, who's going to send this along. He's looking for Rawson. He drops deep and it's Beeson who knocks it away. It might have been a high foot, but I think it's that referee's fair there, and it's going to be not long, but Bakers covers it. It's back with Townsend, who then's going to hit on right out, looking for Rawson again, who gets it down well. Knocked down to Connor, who's going to try and take it forward, but he's been blocked off by Beeson there. Back to Turner, who slices his ball forward. Rawson's trying to fight for it, but it is just going to go back to Takas here, who have not that long, and he's been looking for Ferreira there, but Lemon is able to clear it. It's just become an aerial battle at the moment before it bounced out for a Stocksbridge throwing in their own half. Can't say it's a classic get here at the Eye-to-Eye Stadium, or Ings Lane, depending on your traditionality. Baker here coming over to take the throw-in. Throwing down the line from Baker. Rawson heads it on. They're going to go back to Wadsworth, who's just going to allow it to go out for a throw-in. Right in front of their own bench here as he tries to get it down the line here himself, but Langton heads it away now to Smith, who's trying to control it despite pressure from Afebu. He can't do it. It's out for a front Stocksbridge. He's just currently stuck right in front of the two dugouts here. Both Andy Muncansey and Richard getting a good view of the game at the moment. The rest of us not so much, as it's right down there. As Baker will now try and throw it down, and Rawson gets a bit of a barge in the back as he tries to head that out, but it's still with Stocksbridge, but that ball forward has got headed away, and it's going to Sharry just about keeps it back to Johnson. But Johnson, as he clears it away, he bounces off Sharry's. So it goes to a Faber here, this throw, and he's trying to beat the man, but he just stumbles a bit, both him and defender, and that's going to actually be a corner kick for the Steels there. So it's the first corner of the game, and Stocksbridge have a good opportunity here to try and open the lead. I will comment on something Tadcaster Albion just said, because I'm going to have one bet on who this man is. So it's back for Turner to take, with Thomas Poole currently suspended due to that red card last week against Middlesbrough. Turn the ball in, it's high, it's going out of the box actually. Oglesby heads it to keep back in, but Tadcaster able to head it back out. Oglesby tries to head it back in again, and it's just a bit tennis as it's played to Wood, who knocks it on here to McCaskill, who's looking to turn and get beat the man. He does. McCaskill going to try and go down the line, but Pereira's done good work. McCaskill continues to fight for it. Pereira eventually clears and he blocks it off McCaskill for the goal kick. Good defending by Pereira there. Not what he's normally known for, but good work nonetheless there. Yeah, I've just seen Tadcaster Albion which says a Stocksbridge fan has now shouted "man on" when the Tadcaster goalkeeper has been on the ball with no one near him. They're praising his brilliant banter. if you're one of our Stocksbridge fans here, I'll bet you can predict who that is. We have had some showers here, just to let you know about the weather here. Currently, it is absolutely fine, and the pitch looks like it's holding up well from some of the showers had. It was absolutely chucking as the car pulled up here today, and now we do have some good news for Tadcaster Albion. Carlton Town are losing 1-0 to Stockton, Kevin Hayes having scored from the spot. Right now, it's still not good enough for Tadcaster. They would need to win, but to avoid a relegation playoff today anyway. But it's good news unless it shows there is an opportunity for the home side here. Ball's currently back with Masfari. Rawson will look to press. Masfari, though, is able to knock it long. Baker heads it back away. Only fact for Hartley, who is going to head it back into the Turner, I think, just given the foul away. Yes, he has. Push over on Scott Smith gives Tadcaster a free kick 5 yards into the Steel's half. We are currently 20 minutes into this game. It's not classic as Tadcaster just let a poor pass off, and Wood is charging forward. He's up to McCaskill on the left-hand side. The counter-attack on for Stock. But Tadcaster are getting their men back. McCaskill looks to get in right foot and switch play, looking for O'Connor. He does well. O'Connor's going to take the shot. It's low into Masfari's near post, who does get down well to save it. Best play of the half for Stocksbridge. It's just O'Connor I don't think not getting me able to get the direction to get it across Masfari rather than at his near post. Masfari's just going to kick it looking for Sanyang here. He's going to go over his head and Baker's head, and I think it's actually just come a bit off Baker's head here. And it's going to be Tadcaster's throwing. It Wadsworth now stepping over. I think Baker knocked the ball away, hence we're getting a slight bit of delay to this game being resumed. So back here for Wadsworth to take. Right in front of the Stocksbridge committee there, and well in between them and the dugout. Going to go back here to Beeston, who gets it back onto the left-hand side. Rawson harassing all the way. In the end, it's actually a tackle from O'Connor that knocks it back out of play for a throw-in as it is taken quickly and back into actually Porritt, who's in central defence at the moment. He's looking for Ferrer with that pass on the right-hand side. He's forced backwards after his touch, but he does get it up to Shari, who's now clipping it onto that right wing, but Lemon blocked it off, though. Johnson's tackling him, and it's going to be Johnson who passes it back to Shari. Now back into central midfield, it's Porritt who's moved back into central midfield. He's going to find Sanyang with a great pass, and Sanyang's brought it down well as he looks to cut inside. He's going to take the pass back to Porritt. Porritt's going to clip a ball looking for the middle here, looking for Shepherd, who is trying to be crowded out here. He has to pass it back to Sanyang, who tries to put the ball into the box there. Wood heads it away. Turner's looking to get the next touch, who I'd say definitely handballed it there. The referee thinks it's chest. I think Stocksbridge have just got away with one. And there's going to be a counter-attack here as Turner's going to wait for... I think he was looking for the run of McCaskill, but it just didn't time right. He's going to pass it to McCaskill now. McCaskill here, pass it back to Turner on the left-hand side. I think that opportunity went there, but Lemon is going to now press forward because he's been given some space. Lemon's going to cut inside here, and he's going to try and look for a favour. It's a poor pass from Lemon. It goes out for a goal kick. If Stockbridge had got a goal from that one, they would have been Tadcaster, would have been very, very irritated because I am quite confident Turner did handball that as he was getting away. I think we got away with it on that occasion. So it looks like it's 2-0 to Hallam FC now with Kieran Watson scoring their latest. I haven't seen who they're playing yet. So back for Masfari to take this goal kick. Got 25 Celsius in Egypt. Oh, God. I remember actually we've been having some beautiful weather this time last year in this country, and it's just not happening this year at the moment. As Ogilvy heads that goal kick away, Wood tries to head on, but it's only going to go back into midfield. Wood is trying to press to get it, and he does. He actually backheels it away from the Tadcaster defence, and now McCaskill might be set off from this left-hand side. He's been pressed out really well by Beeson. There's a physical battle, which Beeson is about a foot taller than McCaskill, so he's going to win that. He clears it away to Wood, who just can't keep it under control, and it goes out for a Tadcaster throw-in on this left-hand side. There's some promising glimpses from Stocksbridge starting to happen. There's a big long ball here, goes to Sanyang, and I think he's beaten the offside trap, but Townsend has to head it away. Stops Sanyang getting in. Stocksbridge caught flat on their heels there. Yeah. And now it's just going to bounce out into that right back position with Baker heads away. Turner tries to head on, but well kept in there by Smith. And Tadcaster going to get the ball back. Rawson are going to cause some problems here, and Tadcaster can only take back to a Faber, and a Faber going to try and let the pass go to O'Connor, but O'Connor has to leave it because he is in an offside position. Back from as far, who clears it back out. Only to Turner, though, on the halfway line, who managed to evade his pressure and gives it to Lemon. Lemon's looking for McCaskill. It's a good pass for McCaskill, who will just need to try and beat his man here, and he's going to go down to the byline. He's in the box. McCaskill just being forced out there, and Tadcaster able to clear, and McCaskill's given the foul away as well by giving a push on his man as that clearance was happening. Feel like McCaskill is starting to get a bit of joy down that left-hand side against Jack Johnson, and might be where, should Stocksbridge get a goal today, where it might well come from. Still 0-0 here at the moment with 25 minutes gone. As Masfari prepares to take this goal kick. There will be another goal to talk about in a second when we get a few more details about it. Masfari just taking his time with the goal kick, and he eventually does take it, looking long, looking to get it to Shepherd up front, and a bit of shirt pulling from Shepherd. No foul given as it's now cleared back into Tadcaster possession. Johnson's going to send it long for Oglesby to head it away, and then Wood head it back on, but only to Porritt, who is looking to get it to left hand side. It's not actually gone to anyone in particular, but Wadsworth is able to collect it, and he's going to look to set off Sanyang, but it's off direction and back with Townsend now. So, right, the goal to tell you about Pontefract Collieries have gone 2-0 up on Sheffield FC. Luke Hinsley, the man who's doubled that lead, as it's just going into the midfield for Tadcaster, and Wood just can't get onto that ball, and they were trying to set Ferreira off there, but it's a two-header him, and it's back with Townsend. In what has been a cagey affair so far here at the I2I Stadium. Played out to Townsend, who was knocking it long, looking for Rawson, but it headed away, and then Ferreira not heads it on, but back to Ozzy, who's going to clip it long. McCaskill's going to try and chase this one, but it's going to be headed away again by Tadcaster. Would try to stop it from getting further on, but it still gets to Ferreira, and Ferreira is now going to clip it, looking for the right wing, but it's out of play. Stocksbridge get the ball back for a throw-in. Some bad news for the Steels here is that Dunstan have taken the lead against Bridlington. They are now 1-0 up there. Liam Fear, the man who scored twice against us on Tuesday night, has scored again. They are now 1-0 up on Bridlington through that. That shows you how important it is for the Steels to win today. Throwing into Turner now, back with Lemon. Lemon looking to pass it back to Turner, who rolls it in front of him. He's going to look for a Faber who's going to be behind him. But Faber will still get to it, and he's going to be forced backwards now before he passes it back to Langton in central defence. Takes a touch, Langton. Not seen much of him on the ball yet, and he's going to a bit long yet, but it's well intercepted. Wood would have been in if he had missed that one. Back with Oglesby now. Oglesby's looking to get it to the left wing. It's behind McCaskill, who does get it, and he's going to pass it through to Wood, who's overlapped well. Wood just needs to put the ball in. It's blocked off. It's the second corner of the game for Stocksbridge Park Steels now. And after some of the results coming elsewhere, the Steels will be feeling the pressure now to take the lead. Only one other team now in that top 7 actually not winning. That's Hebburn. So it shows you how important it is for the Steels to pick up a win now today. Turner going over to take this one. It's on the left-hand side, this corner. So likely to be an in-swinger. The outswinger didn't really work. It almost went out the box before he tried to keep it in. Faber and Rawson both on the goalkeeper here. Here comes the corner. It's a good-looking one, headed away by Tadcaster, though. Lemon's going to be the first one onto it, who takes a touch. I think Lemon's going to take the shot here. He does, but he's blocked by his own man there. And Charlie Wood, who was offside as well. So the defence is... Stocksbridge's attackers are working as good defenders for Tadcaster there, because that one was a powerful one. I think Masfari would have been equal to it, but it was a Charlie Wood there who was working as defence. A goal to tell you about elsewhere. Lincoln United have taken the lead against Hebburn. Matthew Cotton scoring that one. And actually, it's 2-0 there. This would send Tadcaster definitely into that bottom four. Well, condemn them to the bottom four. Tadcaster with a throw in here on the right-hand side. It's with Johnson, who throws it inwards, and it goes back to him now. Johnson trying to get through the man, but it's still in there midfield, and as it goes back into the defence. Not long again, looking for Ferreira. Might bounce favourably to Ferreira. Off, feels for offside, not taken. It's gone across goal. Ferreira's cross and it out for a goal kick. Just wondering if I think Ferreira may have just beat the offside trap. That deflection was what allowed him to get in, and but Townsend looking mad with his defence there, and also wanting another ball as well. So good opportunity for Tadcaster there, just not taken. Again, they're just not getting a striker in the box. They get someone who hangs on the back defence. They can knock some of these crosses in that Ferreira's been doing. That second goal, well, from Lincoln United from Jake Park. So it's back with Townsend now. Townsend sending it long. It's going to be headed back into midfield. It's going to be collected by Sanyang, who's done really well, but he's only passed it back to O'Connor. Fox gets it to a Faber on the right-hand side. Faber is charging down here, looking to try and slip through O'Connor, but it's being covered well by Shari, who's able to pass his way out of trouble, pass it to Sanyang, who is deep and almost lost the ball there, but he is able to get it away. Gets it to Ferreira on this right wing here, who's going to look to try and beat his man. He's just gone into the Stocksbridge half. He's trying to get the pass through, but Lemon blocks it back with Ferreira. Ferreira going to give it back now to Porritt. Now it's back with Ferreira, who's running centrally. Now he's basically going horizontal to try and find the space. He's going to put the pass onto the right wing forward. Johnson back, and they're looking for the overlap 1-2 for Johnson. It's worked well, but Lemon's now covered it well, and actually going to go out for a goal kick now. Grimsby Borough have equalised against Long Eaton. Jack Debenham scoring there. Would mean with a win today, Stocksbridge could go into fourth, which would be handy for that goal difference issue with Dunstan at the moment. And that game in hand they have. We're currently 31 minutes into this, though, and it is 0-0. It's back. Sent long from Townsend. O'Connor's going to try and get up for it, but it's Grace actually come off the back of him before Hartley's able to clear it away. Oglesby then heads that one away, and it's bounced over. Smith was the one who was going to take advantage of. Langton cleared it. Faber was going to try and fight for the clearance, but headed away fairly simply by Hartley, and then knocked on by Sanyang for Oglesby to head it away, but only into the midfield, and Porritt able to knock it on. Stocksbridge aren't looking much better than Tadcaster really here, as Shari clips it onto the right wing for Ferreira. Ferreira here takes touch. He's going to try and get the Peter John Lemon. Lemon covering it, gets the tackle in and gets it away from Ferreira from behind. And now Wood's going to carry it away. Wood take the pass off to Rawson. Rawson here on the left-hand side, pass back to Lemon. Lemon take the touch. Long looking for McCaskill. McCaskill takes the touch and he's going to cut inside. He's getting some pressure though from Johnson, and he spins away from Johnson really well though. Johnson keeping track of him, looking for the overlap of Baker. Baker touched it in well. Baker just going to cut inside, takes a shot, it's deflected and into the back of the net. Bailey Baker puts the Steels ahead and scores his first goal for the club. It takes a heavy deflection. It completely wrong foots Masfari, but Bailey Baker there, and Steels player is actually down injured during that, which has stopped curtailed the celebrations a bit. But Bailey Baker scores his first goal for the Steels and his first one in competitive play since playing for Spalding in 2020. Fantastic work from Bailey Baker there, coming on the overlap, attacking, and he has rewarded himself for getting into the starting line today's first time in a few weeks, having replaced Jack Tinker. And we actually get to bring out the Bailey Baker goal gift, which we've not done yet either. So fantastic from the Steels, who now 1-0 ahead in this one. So Tadcaster, just a slow resumption of play here with Alex O'Connor was the man who was down, but he does look well enough to continue here. I do actually really feel for Jos Masfari, who probably was looking like he might have had that covered until that deflection just took it in a completely wrong direction, wrong-footed him, and he had no chance following that one. So it's just Tadcaster immediately went long from the kickoff and has gone out for a goal kick. So we are currently 34 minutes into the game. The Steels leading 1-0 here through Bailey Baker. So as results stand, following going 1-0 down, Tadcaster Albion would be relegated to the Northern Counties. as results stand. As Townsend sends it long, look forward, the goal scorer Baker who heads it onto Rawson and chests it down, keeps it in, and he's going to clip it long for a favour to try and chase. Masfari's going to come out to try and claim it as well, and Masfari is able to claim it. He gets a shunt from McCaskill and it as well, and was an advantage from the referee for that. McCaskill there, I'm actually surprised he didn't get a booking for that one. On, and it's Wood here is going to look for look for Rawson there, but he's not going to take it. Just to see Tadcaster, because I didn't see this. Apparently, according to Tadcaster, that shot from Baker actually came off the face of Alex O'Connor before going in. So I think O'Connor might try and claim that one later. We will see. I will have to look through the goal rules to see if that does technically classify as his. Rawson is just looking for the overlap. He's just looking to take the shot here. Rawson trying to slip through the pass. Wood just can't get on the end of it. It was a good looking pass as well. Almost Charlie Wood almost sneaking in. The goal actually has been given on our football web pages as to Alex O'Connor. And they are throwing here for Tadcaster in the Steel's half. So, throwing goes back to Wood and then stopped him by Baker was looking for the run of Rawson, but it blocked up and goes back to Baker, who's going to flip it long and then hit Rawson, battles for it well, but then it's knocked away from him by Beaston. And now Tadcaster have a chance to try and build and get an attack on. Gone to the right-hand side for Ferreira. Ferreira just forced backwards. He's trying to dictate what everyone should do, and he almost crosses it right to McCaskill there. Does get it to Sherry, though. Nice back with Jack Johnson, who's been pressed by O'Connor, and now back to Ferreira, and then back into Johnson, who, again, they're just these passes by Tadcaster get a bit lucky from time, and this time the pressure does work, because it's gone to Rawson now, and then his pass doesn't work because Johnson's able to clip in and get it. And that long ball might be the thing that goes, but it's going to end up being covered and bounce it back into Townsend's arms. So back with Townsend, who is going to look for a Fabu here. Fabu heads it on to Rawson, tries to head on as well, but then only goes back there to Hartley, who clears. And it's going to clear right into Townsend's half, who instead of picking it up, is going to just boot it out, and he's going to be a bit out of position. It goes back to Tadcaster. Some fans were urging him to go try and shoot when he was out of position, but instead he gives it to Ferreira on the right wing. Looking to get the beat. He's going to take the shot, Ferreira, which is going to loop high and over the bar. Wondered if I might, with the way that looped, if I took a deflection, but it hasn't. So it's going to be a goal kick. Well, technically, I'm actually in the bar today, just to let you know, for some people wondering why you're not hearing fan noise like you normally would in the back of a microphone. Just the way the Tadcast stadium set up, there's no like seating stand by it, but you do have a bar. Jeans I mentioned in a lovely, like a booth with the cafe behind me. Actually, you just might hear the sound of frying here as Tadcast tries to start, but it is cleared by Langton. And maybe trying to chase on something, maybe an opportunity here, but the offside flag's gone up and stopped that. But yeah, where we are, it's really lovely setup here, as I say. With it being near half time, the queue is starting to build for the food. Noticed they had nachos on as well, which I'm kind of intrigued by that. May nip to get some of them later. Ball currently with Townsend now. As he rolls it out here. Sending it long. Faber's going to have to fight for it, but it's headed away well, and almost. Actually, it has been kept in there by Sanyang, but it's still knocked away by Rawson. A Faber might be able to break in here. Faber's running. A Faber gets it to Wood, who passes it out to McCaskill, who takes a control. Volley's wide. Should be 2-0. I will give it. The defence McCaskill will have there is that it did bounce up on him there as the ball went to him in a fantastic position. He volleys it looking for the top corner, but it is just high and wide there. But after that, the Steels really should be 2-0. Lewis McCaskill actually looks quite annoyed with himself after that, and I don't blame him. 39 minutes gone here. The Steels leading 1-0. A strike from Bailey Baker was turned in by the completely accidental face of Alex O'Connor. Here, as Lemon just boots that one out away. It's going back to the defence to be headed away, but it's going to be McCaskill. Well, Rawson actually going to go fight for it, but it's headed away again before only go back to O'Connor, who gets it to McCaskill on the left wing, but He's pressed out of it, and Tadcaster will look to get the attack going here. Long ball forward, peels for offside, but it's not going to matter because it's just going to go back to Townsend anyway. Townsend rolls it out in front of him. He comes some way out of his box before sending it long. And Faber's having to take a few steps back to head it on, and going to go back to Wadsworth, who was able to touch it away. And now Tadcaster are able to clear. Just seen Swallowness a 1-0 down to Campion at the moment as Sharry uses his body to defend and then earns a free kick from an overly infused Alex O'Connor. I'm trying to think of the right word to use for that. And it's now back into central defence here for Taddy. I just heard it's actually cash only on that food thing, so that's going to stop me from losing interest because they haven't brought any cash for me. Anyway, Tadcaster sending it along looking for that right-hand side, headed across by Johnson back into midfield, and O'Connor's going to judge that bounce and then knock it away, but he can only keep it in the air, which has allowed Hartley to head it back into a dangerous area, but again, Baker's able to clear that one away. Back for Beeson to head it back in for Busby. It's a bit like volleyball here as Rawson controls it. Now we are trying to see some football because O'Connor's here, going to look for the Chase McCaskill, but it's gone over the top of Johnson. McCaskill's going to race in, might be controlled by the arm there, but McCaskill's got touch. He's looking to get his shot off. Here comes a shot, but it's straight at Masfari. Spills it. Rawson can't get it in time. Masfari collects. Steals, ending this half really, really well at the moment as he quickly gets it out to Sanyang now. And Sanyang was trying to see him get a counter attack, but Faber has covered it well. Sharry here. Poor pass from Sharry gives it right to Wood. Wood will control it, lay it off to Lemon here. Lemon on the left-hand side will get it down now to McCaskill, gets it into the box. Wood just behind Wood there, and it comes off the knee of the Tadcaster man. I think there was a slight appeal for handball, but it was very half-hearted. And the ball going long. We will, in the next break, later, tell you about another goal that's happening in our league. And Turner tries to get onto it, but he's knocked over by Smith, but only back to Lemon, who heads across to O'Connor, back with Turner. Turner looking for Faber, who's going to take the one-touch pass to O'Connor, who's going to carry it forward, and he's going to go down under pressure. It's a light free kick, but it's a free kick nonetheless for the Steels in a good position about 30 yards out. So while we wait for this free kick to be taken, just some goals to tell you about. Simon Jacob has made it 2-0 to North Shields against Ossett United. That is a for a mid-table battle there. God, that food smells amazing back there. See, for Thomas Poole, if Thomas Poole's on the pitch, and obviously he's suspended at the moment, I wonder, is he going to try a shot from here? I don't think Curtis Turner will. I think he said he will try and chip it in some way for the likes of Oglesby and Luke Rawson, who's in the middle. It'd be an ideal time to try and get double this lead and try and make it a bit more comfortable going into that second half, because Tadcaster will be throwing absolutely everything at it to try and survive for another day longer. Turner here controls, so Curtis Turner clipping the ball in, headed on by Langton, but no one's really there to try and get on the end of that, and it's out for the goal kick. Nice idea, but Langton's header was going to always be off target there, and it's going to be a goal kick for Masfari to take. 42 minutes gone in this game, and we are 1-0 to the Steels at the moment. I have actually seen Vicky's actually has put a video up of the goals, so I'm going to watch that at half time, and we will definitely see if we should give it to Alex O'Connor according to the rules of how you give goals out, because there's a very big rule book on this, as it turns out. It's a battle in midfield at the moment. Smith's chest controlled it down well, gets it to Ferreira, who has got in a position he's going to like, but he's going to try and pass it beyond Lemon here, and it's too far. Oglesby's just going to watch it go out for a goal kick here. Another goal to tell you about in the non-Premier League. Joe Stacey has just made it 2-0 to Grantham against Consett. So it's Grantham just doing what they can here to survive, as they are also in the bottom two. 2 points behind Shildon, who are drawing 0-0 at the moment. Back here for Townsend to take. And we just had another goal to tell you about. Just as that goal kick is taken, we'll tell you about in the next break. Rawson tries to control it, but it's going to be headed way back into Baker, who knocks it forward. I think McCaskill, first touch, not the best. Rawson stops to get onto it, and McCaskill's got it back here. McCaskill just needs to lay off, and he does lay it off for Lemon on the left-hand side. Turner's going to move into that left-wing position, but instead, I think Lemon is actually going to look for him again with that right foot, but it's headed away from Turner by Johnson, back with if Ferreira can't keep it under control, it's out for a Stocksbridge throw, and Stocksbridge having a great end to this first half. So the goal to tell you about, Luke Hall has made it 2-0 to Works up against Brickhouse. So Works up doing Tadcaster the best favour they can do at the moment. Lem's going to clip that ball in, but headed away by the central defender there. It's just currently a bit of head tennis there, and it's going to be Sanyang to get some control before he heads it forward, but only back for Langton, who's able to clear that out back to the number 8 here. Horrit, who is going to get it back into central defence, and then through to Shari, gets it to Wadsworth on this left-hand side. Faber's going to go back cover as it goes now back to Beeson, the Tadcaster fan, getting a bit frustrated about passing back into defence with them being 1-0 down, but has gone through to Sanyang. Will be looking to get the beating of Baker. He gets a touch onto it, but that's just got it well ahead and out for a goal kick for Townsend to take. Closing in on half-time here. We are in the 45th minute. I've not seen a board go up yet, but I would not be shocked if we see the whistle go as Townsend takes this goal kick. So it's been a good first half for the Steels so far, as they are 1-0 up. It was a bit of a fluky goal, but you do take them, especially as we battle for that top 5, as Townsend is going to take the goal kick. And that will be the half-time whistle. So it is 1-0 Stocksbridge Park Steels against Tadcaster Albion here. Stocksbridge taking the lead as Bailey Baker advanced forward. His shot deflected off the face of Alex O'Connor. Him not knowing anything about it, and wrong for Team Masfari as it went in. As results currently stand, the big news is that Tadcaster Albion would be relegated from the Northern Premier League East. We will see you in 15 minutes. Hello and welcome back here to this Northern Premier League East fixture between Stocksbridge Park Steels and Tadcaster Albion. And I'm Adam Allcroft, your commentator today, and it is currently 1-0 to the Steels, thanks to, we did look at got some footage from the goal, and we've decided that is Alex O'Connor's because we thought maybe the big shot was going a bit too far wide before it hit O'Connor's face and went in. So we're just seeing the teams go back on now. So Stocksbridge is just on there. So Tadcaster's there. Just seen Ben Townsend head out in front of us as well. But it's a massive, massive half for Tadcaster Albion here, who have just been given a helping hand because a goal right immediately from the start is that Cleethorpes Town have taken lead against Shildon. And what that means is actually, even with the result here, Tadcaster are now no longer relegated today. That's due to a goal from Curtis Bateson for Cleethorpes against Shildon. Does put some pressure on Stocksbridge though, as Cleethorpes are one of the teams that are trying to press onto the playoff places still, despite some poor results in over recent weeks. So Tadcaster, who are currently back, though I will say actually just looking at the points total that they would need, the goal difference, they need a 20-goal swing still, meaning it would mean like 4-0 wins for the rest of the season. Tadcaster would need at least. But anyway, we've still got 45 minutes to go in this one for Tadcaster to get a result here, and for Stocksbridge, who will want to seal it with all the other results in that top 5 going against them, apart from Long Eaton drawing, Heaven and losing is good for him, but then Stockton winning and Dunstan winning and Cleethorpes winning, not good for us. The game has kicked off, so Tadcaster get us going in the yellow shirts, navy shorts and yellow socks, kicking from right to left, while Stocksbridge Park Steels are in the all red kit, from kicking from left to right. There has been no change to the half, so the teams are as follows. Josh Masfari in goal for Tadcaster, then it's Jack Johnson, Noah Wadsworth, Luke Sharry, James Beeston, Daniel Hartley, Rafael Ferreira, Adam Porritt, Johnny Shepherd, Scott Smith and Omar Sanyang. Their benches Nathan Dyer, Mariusz Bratkowski, Theo Hudson, Raj Pallet and Zane Love. The team for Stocksbridge today, it's Ben Townsend in goal, then it's Bailey Baker, Jordan Lemon, Mitch Langton, Charlie Oglesby, Alex O'Connor, Curtis Turner, who's the captain today, Ross Goodwin out, Charlie Wood, Luke Rawson, Lewis McCaskill, and Ifya Fabu. The bench is Keegan Townrow, Jack Tinker, Ethan Bojang, Ross Goodwin, and Luca DeFalco. Baker's clearance has just been blocked off seemingly by the arm of Omar Sanyang, but the referee didn't catch that. Didn't catch a handball early from Curtis Turner as well in the first half, so maybe that's just evening it out a bit. So Baker's going to throw it down the line looking for Rawson, who heads it onto a player who's trying to flick it over the head in, but it is head knocked away. Turner's going to continue getting that pressure on. He's still done it, even though the foot of Sharry took it away from him a bit, but Tadcaster are able to clear. But only back to Baker. He looks to slip through Wood, but again, that is cleared. Oglesby is going to head it back into that. Rawson's then going to try and go for it, but it's heading way back to him to Sharry now. Sharry's looking to get on left wing, but Shepherd was not ready for that, and it's going to go onto the left-hand side. Baker here will have the throw-in. Throwing it down the line, looking for a Fabu, but cleared away by Tadcaster, looking for Johnny Shepherd. For Oglesby's able to head it away, and then but he's going to go back into the midfield with Smith now. Rolls it to Sanyang, who passes it back to Smith. Little cheeky back heel from Smith to get it to Wadsworth. Steele's appealing it how to play, though, and it is. The referee's given the throw-in here. Another goal to tell you about that happened just before the end of the half. Liam Hughes put Worksop Town 3-0 up. They're already champions, and they're still winning by that amount of goals. They have had a ridiculous season. And Pontefract Collieries are looking set for their win. Mikey Dunn has scored his second of the game to make it 3-0 to Pontefract against Sheffield FC. Baker's just cleared one up, looking for Fabu, but headed away by Tadcaster. He has gone to Sharry here, who is resisting some pressure from O'Connor and gets it back to Wadsworth, who just has a little pass here to Sanyang, who's been forced backwards by some pressure, and he's going to look to switch play for that right-hand side. And he does. Johnson heads it through, and looks like Ferreira's got the beating of Lemon there on the right wing, but Lemon's got back, but still with Ferreira. Ferreira is going to pass it beyond him to Johnson on the overlap. Johnson puts it in, appeals for, I think a light appeal from Johnson for the handball, but it is going to be Tadcaster's first corner of the game here. So Tadcaster will get to put some pressure on here now on the 47th minute of this game. Steels will need to defend strongly here. They don't want a slow start in this one. Not seen any Tadcaster corners yet, but they are crowding everyone in the 60-yard box at the moment, which I don't think... And they're going to take it short. It's a routine here. Goes to Ferreira on the box. Block deflected and over the bar. It's going to be another corner. The routine then absolutely caught out the Stocksbridge defence. And Ferreira could run the box himself there. He had 3 yards to himself. A block from Stocksbridge stopped it from finding the back of the net. And they're covering that short option here. Steals this time. With a couple of people, but that's just increasing the amount of space in the box, which now Tadcaster heading back into there. So the pass is taken short here to Sanyang. Back here to Sanyang after a 1-2. Appeals for offside not given. Ball goes in. It's a poor ball. Baker heads it out. But it is going to still be on the edge of the area for Ferreira, who's passing it back now to Hartley, who's just had to collect it a bit behind him. Gets it back to Ferreira on the right wing, though. Tadcaster starting brightly in this second half. He looks to beat Lemon. Lemon trips in the box, and the penalty kick is being given. And Tadcaster have the chance to level. It's a clear penalty. It's a free kick. I thought for sure that was in the box. That's what Tadcaster are complaining about. And I think Tadcaster do have a right to be aggrieved here. From my distance, I thought that was a penalty kick, in all honesty. It is right on the edge of the box there. It's still a very dangerous free kick for the Steelers to defend, but I think we may have just got away with one on Tuesday night, getting a goal that probably shouldn't have counted for the Steelers, and we may have just got away with one there. I thought for sure that one was going to... I thought he was pointing to the spot as well. So anyway, it is a free kick. It's going to be low. It's cleared off by Stocksbridge, and it's another corner for Tadcaster, who are having some heavy pressure to begin with. This is looking better than they did for the entirety of the first half at the moment. So it's back here for the corner kick on that right-hand side. There will be some goals to tell about when you do get a break, but here comes the corner and look at that near post. Goes straight on, and it was a clear volley there. I think it was Daniel Hartley on it, but he hits it well wide, and that Stocksbridge will be glad to get out of that bit of pressure without conceding. Goal to tell you about, it's not a good one for Stocksbridge because Long Eaton United have retaken the lead against Grimsby Borough. Reece Beardrum there. It's actually not good. It means Grimsby Borough can't a bit further behind us as well, and hopefully we'll get rid of one competitor for a playoff spot. So it's just back here with Townsend at the moment. Townsend will send it long. Headed away. Only back to Oakley, who's going to clip it long. Look for a Faber, who takes a touch. Back here to O'Connor, who advances forward on this left-hand side. He's got some options in the box. He's going to clip it, looking for a Faber. Faber gets a header, but it's going to be headed over the bar. It's going to be a goal kick. A Faber looking to cause some problems against one of his former teams today, but heads that one over with pressure over him as well. There is actually, as we said, there was a bad goal for Stocksbridge elsewhere. There's now a good one. Bridlington Town have equalised against Dunstan. Tom Algar doing that. Oh, well, okay, we'll take that. It's back here now for Masfari to take the goal kick. So it's going to send it long, looking for that right wing, headed on. It's headed on well. Ferreira, it looks like he almost got past his man then, but actually turned his clear. It's been charged down, and it's gone back to Ferreira on the right wing. Problems for Stocksbridge here. Ferreira gets his shirt pulled a bit, but he manages to get it back out here for Porritt. Back with Ferreira down the right wing, being followed here by Lemon, and his cross has been deflected and then claimed by Townsend. Who's having a bit of a wrestle here with Scott Smith, Ben Townsend, as it's happened. Referee just stepping in to say, calm it down. I mean, WrestleMania is coming up there, so maybe we'll see Smith versus Townsend if that sort of continues. Townsend sending it long here, looking for Rawson, using his elbows a bit, Rawson, but it is still headed away from him into midfield. It runs away from the midfield, but he's got a free kick for it for, I think, probably just a high arm from Curtis Turner. I was looking at the way the referee was gesturing. So Tadcaster, who have definitely started this second half, the better team. Slipping onto left-hand side for Sanyang. Takes a good touch, so it just goes beyond him there a bit, but he's finding Wadsworth there with the overlap. A Faber who's come back, covered it well. He is got the ball now off Wadsworth. Pass it back to O'Connor, who's going to clear this one up, but it's going to go bounce off the foot of their captain of Tadcaster, and it's gone to Sharry here, who is, I thought was going to be fouled by Rawson, not given, and it's going to be sent long, but it's going to be covered here by Beeston, who's going to pass it back to Masfari. It's a bit of a slice ball back to Wood, who can only head it forward a bit. Wondered if he might just try and take it to foot and go for it there. Confidence after scoring twice on Tuesday, but now it's just going to go now roll back here to Townsend, who is sending a dynamite of a ball there to the left-hand side, but it's too powerful and strong. It's going to go out for a throw-in to Tadcaster about halfway into their own half. So we are currently 52 minutes gone into this game. It is 1-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels, but Tadcaster can count themselves very unlucky not to be level at the moment. Throwing going to be headed away by Stocksbridge, and it going to O'Connor, who's going to send it long. I think Fabu stumbled, meaning he couldn't challenge that ball as Tadcaster head it away. Back to Smith on the right wing, who's flipping on looking for Ferreira, but it's beyond Ferreira, and Lemon's able to collect that and clear it away. And this pass, just a bit too heavy. I thought maybe that McCaskill was going to be able to break the offside flag because the Tadcaster defence was completely out of position. Actually, there's a poor ball there that just O'Connor couldn't get control of, or else he would have been able to make it 2-0. Passes it here to Wood, who gets it through to a Fabu, looking to turn. He's just in the box, takes a shot, blocked, but it's just going to go back for O'Connor to collect. O'Connor here, going to pass it through to a Fabu, who's just gives it back to O'Connor. O'Connor just going across the edge of the area here, about 5 yards out of the area. Now to left for McCaskill, who's going to face up with Johnson, looking to beat his man, and he just slips it through the feet of Johnson, but Johnson able to recover and clear that away. And Ferreira's done really well to take that away, and there's a counter-attack for Tadcaster. And McCaskill's the one who gets some sort of challenge, but the challenge ends up being a really good pass to Smith. Smith on the right wing with space. He's going to face up with Lemon. Smith cutting inside. Smith takes a shot, and it hits the side netting there. I wondered if that just tucked itself in at the near post there, but it's hit the side netting, and it's going to be a goal kick. Still 1-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels here. Another let-off here for the away side. Rossington Main, who are currently fighting for promotion to the Northern Counties Premier Division, they are 2-0 up through Brad Grayson in their game. I think they're against Harrogate Railway there today. Oh. Another wonderful website. It's back here for Townsend now to take the goal kick, and there's just a bit of a delay because I think the referee's having to sort out some disagreements. It's a bit of a slice one there from there, but Lemon able to keep it in, pass it back to Oglesby, who's looking long, but it's just going to go back to Tadcaster. Stop, but that's well tackled. Rawson here has it, and he's got a bit of time on the ball. He's going to just lay off a Turner. Turner just control the ball as he goes it to right to Baker. Baker's not got many options, but he's going to get it through to a Faber anyway. He's getting a bit of a wrestling match there on that right wing, but it's going to go out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Thrown here to O'Connor. Back to Baker, who's going to look over the top, but it's just harmless and goes out for a goal kick here. So we are currently 55 minutes into the game, and it is 1-0 to the Steels at the moment. Tadcaster will only be practically relegated at this point, not officially, but they are definitely being condemned to the relegation playoffs at the most at the moment. From Masfari to take. The attendance today here, by the way, on non-league day is 189 people. So a few decent amount of people have travelled here today. And now,
if you look at the stadium and there's 4 rows of seats, it comes out up pretty quick, and then you've got all this standing.
No, it's back here from as far as he's going to take it. It takes it well, looking to get it into the Stockbridge area, and it's just going to bounce out before Langton clears. It can be a bit of a chase, but I think actually the chase stops pretty quickly because it's going to go back to Masfari. He's going to get a second attempt to get this one out of his own half. Send it long here, but it's only going to go back quite hard to O'Connor, who's able to hit it forward to McCaskill, who's going to take it to feed, just bounce off his leg a bit, and it allows Beeston to be able to get it to clear it out. Ferreira's battling for it now as he heads back, but that's collected by Wood, and that allows Turner to get onto it. Turner's just charging down the left wing at the moment, trying to slip through McCaskill, well blocked by Johnson. Steele's throwing on this left-hand side now. Has been a substitution here for Tadcaster. Nathan Dyer has come on for Johnny Shepherd. That will have happened after that almost goal, I believe. Well, yeah, on the left side, Stokes have a Choji ball going in. Faber tries to get the touch, misses it, goes beyond Baker. Back here for Wood, who takes a shot deflected. I think Faber tried to flick it in at the end. I think Faber would have been offside if anyway, and Steele's there with a great opportunity, missed again. You wouldn't. I wonder if the Steels may just rude missing some of these chances that they've had. The one I'm thinking of is Lewis Casper, and he had ball in some space there in the box, just outside the 6 area, which he volleyed over. Nussel Mine as well for a leading 2-1 against Shirebrook in a Northern Counties match. And bad news on the scores is Dunstan have retaken lead against Bridlington. Liam Fear again. As Stokes have another opportunity, with McCaskill down the left-hand side here, facing up with Beeson. He's going to try and take him on. He's trying to cut it in with his right foot. Looks for a favour, but well claimed by Masfari with a Fabu just underneath him there. Masfari looking to take a quick ball for it. It's a good-looking ball as well. Scott Smith trying to get onto it. Bounces off his back, but he's going to carry it forward. Turner comes in a bit clumsily. Referee saying not a free kick. Langton's clearance is deflected away. It goes to Porritt here. It gets it to the right-hand side to Ferreira. This is where Stocksbridge attacks have come from. Ferreira just gets it caught under his feet a bit, but he's got the ball back now, but now he's tackled by McCaskill, who's just going to back heel it into Lemon's path, and Stocksbridge will look to bring in attack themselves. Gets it to Rawson, who is tackled, but it goes back to Lemon, who's tries to knock it long, blocked back there, and it could be an opportunity here. As Ferreira knocks it into the box, but it's a wasted opportunity. Back into Townsend's arm. See ya. Gets it quickly out to O'Connor. Back with Baker now. Baker just taking the touch. Gonna send it long, looking for Wood. It seems a bit behind him, but he mentioned a gamble. Gonna go through to Rawson. Rawson just needs to finish. It's a really, really poor finish from Luke Rawson, who had a fantastic opportunity, and it's the sort of opportunity that strikers prayed for him. On his birthday, he's just been given the gift of a lifetime, but he hasn't taken it. Back, Tadcaster have it in defence now. Back with Hartley here. As it goes to Wadsworth, heads it midway into Sherry now. Sherry just being forced backwards by Turner. Turner pressing onto Sherry. Sherry just being forced backwards. His pass does get through here to Smith, and it's opened up for Tadcaster here as Smith is going to get into the round before Johnson. Johnson lays it off now to Ferreira central. It's a decent pass. Looking to control, takes a shot, well blocked by Oglesby. McCaskill's getting in there, and McCaskill will get the ball away to O'Connor in central field, and it's opened up for O'Connor a bit here as well. O'Connor's looking for the pass for a favour, appeals for offside. I don't think that was one, but the linesman's going to give it anyway. Faber not happy with that decision. But I think if he didn't think the linesman was on his side either, because he looked to the opposite side to come play first before having a moan of our linesman today. So we're 60 minutes. We are 60 minutes gone in this game so far, and it's 1-0 to the Steels, though they really have had the chances to make it 2 or even 3 at this point. Ball going long, but Baker heads it away. Back here to O'Connor, who's got some pressure from Dyer, and he's able to roll away and pass it here to Turner. Turner carries on, gets it to McCaskill, and he's going to get pressured on, and he's lost the ball here, and it's now with Ferreira on the right-hand side. McCaskill goes in the slide challenge, but Ferreira keeps it back into midfield for Tadcaster as they get it to Sherry. Sherry with some space. Sherry going to try and get the killer pass through to Sanyon, but it's been blocked off, and Turner's going to carry it away, and he's carrying it really well despite 2 pressing. Now it's opened up for Turner. Turner's just looking for his options. He's going to look for a Faber the pass. Can a Faber get the beaten at Wadsworth here? No, Wadsworth doesn't. He's going to pass it back to Masfari, who slices his clearance before Wadsworth is able to get it away properly, but only back to Turner. Well, he goes under Turner's feet, and that's allowed Smith to get onto it there. And then O'Connor's committed the foul, dragging a man down. It's a free kick to Tadcaster, and Tadcaster looking to take it quickly, but O'Connor was stopping it. And there's just going to be a few words from the referee about that whole situation. So,
Thank you, son.
Oh, it's going to go back here for a free kick. Here is looking like it's going to be Hartley to take.
Your boy. No, he's the one with them.
Let's just see comments from Ian Sutton saying first few minutes of the second half both seem to be vulnerable. You're not wrong. It kind of cost us against Ossett that as well, it's almost cost us here today, and it's currently Wadsworth on the ball who's going to knock it through, but I think it's going to be covered there by Townsend. It is. He gathers it up. That danger is over for now. Townsend going to take it, sending it long, looking for Rawson, who's already missed one big chance today, but it's headed away, and goes back to Baker, takes a chest, and he knocks it through, and a Fabu going to try and keep it in, heads it back to Baker, who heads it forward to O'Connor, who He's going to take it well, really well, and he's advancing forward. He's going to spin away from Sharry. Some great work from O'Connor so far. Left-footed pass here to Turner. Turner trying to pick his options, looking for the pass through to Wood. Sliding challenge takes it away from him. Wadsworth's going to clear it upfield, but that might just keep the pressure on because it's just going back to Baker here. He gets the pass through to Afebu. Faber lays it off to Turner, who's taking a touch, trying to get beyond. He gets beyond his man, misses a challenge, tries to lay across. Rawson needs Rawson makes up, and on his birthday, he's got a goal. Luke Rawson makes it 2-0 to the Steels here. It's with his knee, I think, that one. But the Steels may be on their way to victory. If they can hold on, they hold on.
They're losing 2-0. I got shouted.
So it goes back here to be. So it's going to be 2-0 now to the Steels, and Tadcaster will have a mountain to climb now. Rawson just get himself in the right position there to make it 2-0 up. So just the Tadcaster defenders having a few words with the referee. Not sure what for. Seemed to be their goal. Great from Curtis Turner. He was the man who made that goal. Got beyond his man. Got to the byline, and it's just that sort of pass that I think every defender hates. Gets it across, and Rawson was the first man on, and would have been very difficult for Rawson to miss from there. So he did all do, and Rawson almost got onto it there to be able to break through again. Again, back for Langton, who heads it forward, and Turner will get the touch. Good touch from Turner. As there's another substitution for Tadcaster has come on. I've noticed we'll see who that is. Number 16 has come on. It's Raj Palik, the man who's come on. It's just Stocksbridge have a free kick in their own half at the moment. Just haven't seen who's come off yet because it happened during that. Nine's got Johnny Shepherd already headed off, but replaced by Nathan Dyer. So it's Sanyang. Thank you. I'm gonna get you as my co-commentator in a second. So Sanyang, who has actually been quite lively in the first half, though we've not seen him as much in the second, is being taken off with Pallet coming on. Townsend is going to send it on looking for Rawson. Rawson tried a bit of physicality, but it's going to bounce over him and be a goal kick to Tadcaster. So back here in for Masfari to take, who you can't say has been at fault for either of the goals today. Sending it long, and Turner's going to head it forward back now onto the left wing for Smith, who's going to try and get it on to Pallat. And Pallat has got the beating of O'Connor here as it goes onto the left wing. So this is the first time we're going to see Pallat in this game. Takes the short pass back to Smith, who is looking for it to open up, but he's been closed down pretty quickly. Gives it back to Pallet. Pallet here is just running a roll around, getting it back to Smith here and being pressed out. The Stocksbridge defence remaining solid here as they've forced pass it back into midfield with Porritt now, who's going to put the ball in, and it's over the top of everyone. Townsend's going to chest it before he's going to pick that up. So it's currently the 65th minute in this game. The Steels leading 2-0 at the moment as it goes long here, headed away by Tadcaster. O'Connor's going to head it forward, but it's been caught in the midfield and then sent long. And it's just aimless, and it's back with Townsend. And Townsend did actually spill it a bit there as it was happening. I think if Ferrer had been a bit quick, he may have made Townsend look a bit of a fool, but and then it goes back now to Lemon on the left-hand side. Tadcaster will probably be one of those that ruin that referee decision, as McCaskill may just be able to break here, but I think Beeston's going to cover it well. He does, but that's the sliding clearance is going to bounce out for a throw-in, I think, actually. Has it gone out for a corner? Because it is actually a corner kick. The bounce on the pitch. Obviously, he's had some rain this pitch today, and it is a low-lying ground, this with a river, so it does soak up the water. This pitch is why Tadcaster do normally have a few more games called off compared to some other teams. It's actually bounced just before it went to the hard lane and then gone out for a corner. And there's Tadcaster's home pitch playing against them there, and it's going to give the Steels a chance to whip a set piece in, which in the first half of the season they were very strong in. So corner kick here for Curtis Turner to take. Set up the second goal in this game. Corner going in. It's going to go hovering. McCaskill is going to be... It does go into the back of the net through Lewis McCaskill, but the referee has given a foul during that corner there. Didn't see the foul in particular, but, it's a corner kick. There's probably about 5 fouls on every single one anyway, so we're going to let him off for that one. It's back here now for as far as take us. Tadcaster get a bit of a let off there with the referee's whistle. Didn't see which the particular foul that there, but we'll trust him. Ball going long here from Asfari. It's going to go over the top heads of everyone, being collected now by Dyer, who was a direct substitute. He is centre forward now. He gets it to Ferreira on the right wing, and Ferreira's going to run at Lemon. Here he's going to get to the right hand side of the box. He's been forced backwards though by the pressure, and he's been forced to give it back into the midfield for Porritt, who's going to put a lofted ball in, and it's over the top of everyone. Townsend wants a foul, not given. Faber's going to clear it anyway. Okay, and it's going to be Rawson putting pressure on the defence there as it heads out to Sharry. Sharry just trying to collect it. He's got being pressed by O'Connor, but he's able to run round him there and get it to Horrit, who's dropping deep to collect the ball to try and take it forward at the moment. Tries to get it to Ferreira, does do. Ferreira knocks it beyond Lemon, and Lemon's going to collect it, pass it back to Turner, who pass it back there to Wood, but Wood loses the ball in a dangerous position, and Dyer collects it on the right wing. Dyer's going to put a ball in, and almost in itself, Townsend has to punch that one away, and it's out for a throw to Tadcaster on this left-hand side. Tadcaster almost getting it there. Just on the left-hand side here, so Baker is going to clear it up as it's just going to come over the top of the head of Ross by Lemon, and it's going to be kept in by Wood, who's going to roll out of two challenges here. He can't do an edgy, but he is fouled as well. Some news from another game is there's a red card in the game between Grimsby Borough and Long Eaton. Tom Sawyer, I think, being sent down the river for this one, being sent off for Grimsby Borough. And it's going to be a free kick for the Steels here. Back now for Lemon to take this free kick. 69 minutes gone in this game, and it's a nice 2-0 scoreline for the Steels at the moment. As Lemon's going to try and knock this one, looking to get it in the box, but it's headed away by Tadcaster, but only to O'Connor, who can't get a heavy touch onto it, but gives it to Faber anyway. Faber just on the right-hand side, looking to beat his man. Gives it back to O'Connor, now back with Turner. Turner looking to some challenge, some heavy pressure from the Tadcaster defence, and he can only control it right out of play for a throw-in to Tadcaster. So Tadcaster with it on this left-hand side at the moment as they look to try and fight themselves back into this game. With Wadsworth right now, but there isn't much rush about this Tadcaster side to say they are desperately needing to get back into this as soon as they can. Baker heads it forward here to Rawson. Rawson trying to control, and he gets it to left-hand side to Wood, who takes a shot, and it's going to just go wide there. It's a flash of a shot that did look like it was always heading wide, but it ended up being a bit closer than I thought it was going to be honest. It's back now here for Musfari to take. Just so that you know, still even with this 2-0 loss, Tadcaster won't be relegated today due to Carlton and Shildon both losing at the moment, though that could change at any moment. Porritt sending one long for Ferreira to chase. What a lively player he's looked in this game. Tries to head him on Langton, Oglesby but Oglesby is able to control it, and now it's back with Lemon, who's going to clear this up. Faber who's looking to get onto it, takes the touch, goes wide with Faber, who's going to get it. He's going to knock it long, looking for O'Connor, but back into the Tadcaster defence to clear. Baker's going to watch this as it goes out to be a throw-in. So Baker here, who thought he got his first goal for the Steelers, but I wonder how mad he's going to be when he finds out we gave it to O'Connor for it just smashing off his face. Throwing it long here to Rawson, but it's going to be headed out. It can actually be a free kick to Tadcaster for Rawson pushing the back, and that leads to the classic Rawson just having all his arms out stretched and realising how long they bloody are. Back here to a free kick for the home side. The Brewers here looking to fight back into this game. Might not seem likely considering their history this season, but I've described them as a cornered animal today, and you never know what a cornered animal will do with the threat of relegation. Sharry's just advanced forward, tried to slip it through to Pallet, with an interception. Pallet almost gets it. It's not being cleared by Stocksbridge here. Langton is going to now carry it away, and he's going to let off with McCaskill, and he's going to try and turn it into counter-attack here. But McCaskill's just holding it at the moment, and he's going to lay it now back here to Oglesby. Not a great touch by Oglesby, that, but he's going to now send it long anyway. McCaskill here is hovering to be a problem, and it's going to bounce to McCaskill, and McCaskill might get it here on the left wing here. McCaskill trying to outside foot it into midfield. It's a poor pass, but it's still not being cleared, and it's Wood now. Lays it off here for O'Connor, who takes a shot. Great save, Masfari! Laid off brilliant for O'Connor, who was looking for the top corner there, looking for a non-fluky goal, but Masfari pulls off a great save to keep it at 2-0 here. The Steels have a corner now. Full credit to the goalkeeper there, Josh Masfari, who has been questionable with his leadership, but everything in terms of the goalkeeping, he's been very sorely laid down. That was a great save from him there to stop that going into the back of the net. Corner kick for the Steels now, though, so this trouble is not over for Tadcaster. As it's with the former Barnsley midfielder for the corner. Going to whip this one in, looking for that far post, but it's beyond him. Wood's trying to keep it alive, but he can only head it behind the goal. Back now for Masfari to take. So we are currently in the 73rd minute in this match, and it's 2-0 to the Steels. So, sent long here. Look, Oglesby's going to get up to head it, and that looks like it might just go out of play. But Castle's going to try and keep it in. Came off his back, but it still isn't kept in. Quickly taken by Johnson, trying to get down this right-hand side. Comes off the knee Ferreira to Dyer. Dyer, he's trying to pass it back into midfield, and it might cause some problems for Tadcaster. They have to pass it back into their own defence now to avoid being dispossessed. But it is with Hartley now, who's been harassed by Rawson all the way. Slips over Hartley, but he is able to get it to Porritt, who came back to help him. And Porritt switched it to the right-hand side really well to Ferreira. And he's going to have the overlapped option of Johnson, but I think Ferreira wants to see if he can go on his own. Takes a shot, blocked by Turner. Lemon clears it. Gets it to McCaskill now on the left-hand side. Who's been pressed. It goes off him, and it's going to be a Stocksbridge throw in there. Stocksbridge yet to make a substitution here at the moment, as would be shocked if we saw Tinker or Goodwin come off, but come on, and as I say that, Stocksbridge are making a substitute. It looks like the local lad, Luca De Falco, is coming on. Makes his first appearance of the year for the Steels after being on dual registration with Hallam FC. He's going to come on for Ife Fabu. He's making his first steps with the first team, having come through the academy, has been with the club since a 9-year-old, and he'll be looking to try and see if he can nick his first Stocksbridge goal as well. First senior Stocksbridge goal. Scored plenty for the reserves over the years. Struggled with injuries as well, dislocated knees and the like, which has delayed his entry into the first team. It's a great opportunity for Luca today. Going to be thrown here back to Townsend, who's going to send it long here. It's just going to go back to Sharry here, who's unchallenged as he passes it on to Smith here. He's moved on to the left-hand side, lays it back here for Pallett. He's going to be pressed by Turner. Bit of harassing from Turner, but a bit of advantage given by the referee. Now back with Ferreira on the right wing, but I don't think he's been helped by Johnson there. It has gone back to Johnson, but it's been well in from Wood there. But it only goes back to Pallett now. He's going to put the ball into the box. Langton able to head it away. Wood's going to get a touch on here, looking for O'Connor, but it's going to be fought away here, and it's back on the right wing for Tadcaster, putting a fizzing ball in. Baker body gets it away. Dyer was waiting for it, but it's beyond him, and Stockton able to clear. Rawson tries to fight for it. It's going beyond him. McCaskill might be able to get on the left-hand side here. Great sliding challenge from Hartley, though, stops McCaskill being able to break. With Sharry now. Well, he's been closed down there by O'Connor, but he gets it beyond him anyway to Pallett. Pallett's going to head forward, being pressed by DeFalco here, and it's that, challenge from O'Connor is going to force a foul, and it's going to be a free kick to Tadcaster, an opportunity for them to put the ball into the box here. And Hartley's there is complaining, I think, not sure what he's complaining about, but I think wondering if a card should be given to O'Connor for that one. I wouldn't complain if Alex O'Connor got a yellow for that, actually. Some goals to tell you about. It's bad news for Tadcaster. They are currently being relegated. Shildon have equalised through Michael Sweet. That is a crucial goal to tell you about. Other goals to tell you about. Sheffield have got one back against Pontefract. Connor Cutts has scored that one. They're losing 3-1 now. And Grantham have gone 3-0 upon Consett. Ashton Hall scoring the latest. Must be one of the leading scoring centre-backs here. Anyway, Wadsworth's going to put the ball in right-footed, looking at the far end of the box. Headed up into the air by Tadcaster, but it's going to, and then it goes back to Ferreira for the volley. And, well, that's more like the Abbott shot Peter Kay took in the John Smith's adverts. That's famous round here, rather than an actual shot towards goal. Come on, Mick Grimmer, our secretary, being quite quick as a ball boy. It's the quickest I've seen him move, and he's helping Tadcaster get it back onto the pitch. Come on, Mick. Back for Townsend now to take the goal kick. A goal in a local fixture to tell you about. Chesterfield are 2-0 up on Halifax. Armando Dobra scoring that one, doubling their lead. Ball going long, Rawson heading it on, but only for it to be headed back away by Hartley. Turner can only head it sideways. It's giving it back to Tadcaster, who's going to clip it long here, but only for Baker to be able to head away. DeFalco's going to try and fight one for Wadsworth, but Wadsworth gets the first header onto it, which is Sharry, who knocks it over the head of DeFalco and to Wadsworth. And now back with Hartley now, who runs it past DeFalco. Now to Wadsworth on the left-hand side. Now to Pally, who's as Tadcaster Bill, looking to try and get back into this game, cutting inside. Tadcaster Turner slips a bit as they get it to this pitch today. Takes a shot, blocked by Wood it is, and now it's going to be a counter-attack for the Steels through McCaskill, who's trying to hold the ball up a bit to get a few more reinforcements. Gets the ball through here to Wood, and Wood's actually going to break here on the left-hand side. Wood on the left-hand side here needs to put the ball through. It does, but he's blocked away just behind DeFalco there, who was hoping if you could see the excitement in DeFalco's run as he was charging into the box here. Anyway, right aside it goes through to the right with Ferrer chasing it, but Ogilvy going to cover that one. Pass it back to Townsend, who slices his clearance away, and it's going to be a throw into Tadcaster in an attacking position. So currently in the 78th minute at the moment, as it's 2-0 here. And actually, I've just seen Stocksbridge have got the throw in there. So I think a free kick might actually be a free kick, as I look down to look at some other scores. So yeah, it's 78 minutes going in this game. Steels are leading 2-0 and are looking to just confirm this victory and get the 3 points here. Just seen a few people just head into the bars. It has started raining. That's why we're seeing a few people head into the bar here and find cover. Ball going long here. Rawson heads it on. Wood tries to get it, but it's cleared away by Hartley. Then headed on by Dye, but only back for Langton to clear it up. And now Rawson's going to fight for this again, but again, Tadcaster are able to head it away. Rawson can't challenge for that as it went back into him because he was offside, and it's now going to go back to Musfari. Try rolling out for Wadsworth, and he misses his header, but it's still going to make it to Smith on the left wing here. Smith getting nibbled at by Baker, but Smith able to get away, gets it to Pallett. Pallett forces it back now, gets it to Wadsworth on the edge of the pitch. Back to Pallett now as some decent passing on the left-hand side for Tadcaster. Gets it beyond Turner now to Dyer on the left wing. Putting in the box, taking the shot. Rawoodov thought that may have taken a deflection. It hasn't as it goes wide of Townsend's near post. Goal kick, Stocksbridge. Stocksbridge prepared to make another substitution here. It's Ethan Bojang, who the recently signed midfielder from Mask United. Also seeing a Porritt going off for Tadcaster as well. Going to see who's coming off for the Steels here for Bojang. I think it's McCaskill heading off for Bojang. So we're probably going to see Wood move on to the left wing here for the Steels. So McCaskill has been struggling with a knock over recent weeks. That forced him not to start on Tuesday night. But he came on to do well and start today. Good game from Lewis McCaskill again today, and he's now replaced by Bojang. We'll try and see who's come on for Tadcaster in a second. So Rawson tries to control it, and he has got the ball back after initially losing it. Back for Bojang, who's clipped across for DeFalco to try and chase actually on the left side, but it's been for a goal kick. It's Mariusz Bratkowski who's come on for Porritt there. Because the one thing Tadcaster are going to try and do is just challenge the names, I have to say, during this commentary. Just with Wadsworth now on the left side as he gets it beyond to Smith. And now he gets it beyond, and it's going to be a chase for Bratkowski, who tries to get on it. Fall down initially, so Shaw's turn to get on it, is pass it back now to Townsend. Townsend was getting pressed as well, but he was able to get it out to Rawson, who chests it down. So O'Connor's going to clip it long, and Wood's going to try and chase this one. It might be a bit too far, definitely too far. Masfari will collect. Masfari passes it out now here into central defence for Beeston. Beeston just a bit of time, was he? Passed it back to Sharry, who's now the one who seems to be dropping deep to collect from defence, as Porritt was doing before he went off. Now to the left with Wadsworth, who controls a bit, cuts inside and back into his own half, and it's spread out to the right-hand side for Johnson now. Johnson is just Tadcaster, not much urgency at the moment, but Sharry is going to start that urgency. So he gets it to Smith on the left-hand side, who has a bit of space. Baker did move in quickly. Smith looking to cut inside. Smith is getting harassed by Baker. Appeals for a free kick, not given. Back to Shari, who takes the one-touch pass to Pallett. Pallett here trying to get it onto the right wing here for Ferreira. Ferreira's going to put the ball in. Head away by Oglesby. The rain's pouring now here as it goes back to Shari. Again, back to Pallett now, who's going to clip a ball in. Townsend's going to come claim it. He does, and I think he's going to go down despite some pressure from, well, because of the pressure from Tadcaster, and Townsend's going to struggle back to his feet, I think, a bit as well. So Works Up Town have extended their lead against Brias. They're leading now 4-0. Vaughan Redford, the latest scorer for that. So long here from Townsend. And bounces over, and Stefalco trying to get onto it, but it's headed away from him. And then just back into the box there for Hartley to clear. Baker gets the first touch before it goes back to Langton, who clears it out. Bojan gets a header beyond to him, and now Raw's going to fight for it. But again, Hartley has been quite strong in central defence in those headers, and Bojan just won the quite high up. It goes back to Falco. Good control from DeFalco, looking for the pass through to Wadsworth, but he's able to head it away. O'Connor's going to just watch that go out for the throw-in. 83 minutes gone in this game so far, and it is 2-0 to Stocksbridge, getting closer to the end here. And the end would also mean, if results go other way, the end of Tadcaster's time in the Northern Premier League East. Rawson's control. Back to Wood, trying to find Rawson. Got a bit of a touch onto it, but now it's some good pressure from Wood. Wood's trying to get beyond into the box. He does. He's danced away. Just tries to hit it across. It's been blocked the first time. Wood's fights for it. I think it's going to go out for a corner. It can actually. Wood trying to keep it in. Ended up taking the last touches out for a goal kick, and that's when you just try too hard and you don't succeed. As it now goes through to Lemon, who's cut out that goal kick really well with Bojang, who's got a bit of time on the ball. Tried to get through, but he's blocked there. And now Shari can't get the header onto it, and Tadcaster just trying to get it out of their own area at the moment because their passing's just not working well for him. He's bounced off Shari and gone to Bojang here, who's lost the ball here, but it's gone now to O'Connor, whose shot is blocked. Back for Turner. Turner controlling it well, getting it onto the left-hand side for DeFalco. DeFalco here is going to try and run at his man. He's getting beyond his man. He's putting a good cross ball, but well cleared there. And now it's back here for Ferreira with some other goals to tell you about, which are definitely not good for Tadcaster. Anyone on the left here as he miscontrols it out for front. So the goal to tell you about, Shildon are now leading 2-1 against Cleethorpes. Michael Sweet, the scorer. And the other goal to tell you about, Sheffield are making a game of it at Pontefract. After being 3-0 down, they're now 3-2 down. Basil Zotos scoring the latest there. So it does look like we are going to see Tadcaster today, unless they can make a great comeback here or a great comeback. As a foul down the edge of the box here for Tadcaster, and they've got another one that's close that I think some of the Tadcaster players, and but it is a free kick on the edge of the box for the home side. I think there's some thought of, is it going to be similar to that one in the first half, where at the start of the second half, where almost a penalty. Wasn't too far off, only inches, I'd say. I think it's going to be a yellow card here as well. Stocksbridge, where goal difference will be crucial with this fight at Dunstan at the moment, especially with them leading 2-1. So need to defend this one because having the 2-goal lead and potentially 3-goal lead could actually be massive. Very, very dangerous here. Looks like Pallett is the man over it. Stockbridge have every man back but DeFalco. So here goes Pallett. It'll be left foot on the right hand side, not far from the corner of the box. Here comes Pallett's shot. It could be in. Townsend makes a fantastic save. Townsend, who hasn't been challenged too much, makes an incredible save there to stop the free kick going in. Absolutely on target. Pressure still on here. Ball going in. It's a good-looking ball headed away by Rawson. It's going to go out for a corner kick. Tadcaster with some late pressure in this game. And Stocksbridge defending because their goal difference could be the crucial to their playoff position. With the way Dunstan have that game in hand, 3 points behind and 2 goals behind at the moment as well. Corner kick for Tadcaster here, the right side. Clip ball in, good looking ball. Townsend gets the punch onto it. Johnson's going to head it right back in, but that allows Townsend to claim it, and he's going to drop to the floor. Waste time. But again, that thing that you love when it's your team, but get really, really annoyed when it's not your team. So back for Townsend, who is going to take his time hit for sending it long. Don't know if he got a clean cut onto it, but Wood's able to touch it on. And Rawson's going to try and get control of it here. Rawson here could control, looking for the shot, gets a little nibble. Well, then it bounced off the arm Wood, and the advantage is going to be given. And the Steels now have a free kick about 20 yards out. It's a fantastic shoot position. And Thomas Poole, I think he's on holiday at the moment, or he's not, at least not going to be here. He's going to be looking at that free kick going, oh, I wish I was on the pitch for that. Currently suspended, though, thanks. That red card against Guernsey Borough. And Turner's the one who's eyeing this free kick. His best goal-scoring season for the Steels this year. Scored a stunner against Tadcaster over Brackenmore. What definite goal of the season contender. That wall is too far up, surely. That yeah, now they're being told to go backwards, and I can see the line that the referee wants them to go onto. Great opportunity for Turner. I think he's going to try and find his near, but it's actually very central. That might be the only difficulty about this free kick. It is a very central one. It was Turner's free kick. Taking it, it's well over. Unfortunately, a bit of a wasted free kick for Turner. And the Tadcaster fans who haven't had an enjoyable day on non-league day today have a bit of a way of that. Currently in the 88th minute of this game, and we are getting closer and closer to the end. And a 2-0 into the Steels as they currently stand. Just seeing Matilda's daddy going, come on, Steels. Yep, being a great game for the Steels as well. So, thank you, sport. And JB going, in the words of Ted Lasso, believe, as Rawson continues to put some pressure on, and it goes back to Masfari, though, in the end. Masfari going to send it long now. Slip from Ferreira allows it to go now to Wood, who spins out, gets it now to O'Connor. It's a great opportunity to put a cross in. O'Connor put the cross in very high and beyond everyone, though. It's going to be Bojang who collects it on the left wing, though, under some pressure. Just needs to pass it back to DeFalco here, really, but now DeFalco's going to have a marker, and he goes out for a Steel's throw-in the end after a tackle from Johnson. So Steel's having some late pressure in this game as another goal is going to work off and made it 5-0 against Brigas. They are not letting up even though they've already won the title. Luke Hall scoring that latest one. So it's just on this side, throwing it to Bojang, who's going to be pressed out by two players. He's trying to get it beyond him, Bojang, but Johnson's come in and he's cleared it off Bojang to get the goal kicked. Long Eaton have gone 3-1 up on Guernsey Borough. Isaiah Fearon scoring and sealing that win for Long Eaton. So Hebburn, the only team in the top 7 to slip up today, making this win as it increasingly looking like being crucial for the Steels in keeping up with a playoff race. Goes long here, head back at Tadcaster, but only to O'Connor, who's being put some pressure, but he keeps the ball. Going to get out to Wood, who's trying to get beyond his man, but he's been well covered by Wadsworth. But that Wood doing a bit like how he got his goal, and the pressures, his blocks have kept the pressure on before Masfari is able to clear it. Go back into midfield, but Sharry's going to allow it to go back to Wadsworth, gets him out to Ferreira, switch onto the left wing now, noticeably. Ferreira going to clip the ball forward. Kelsey's going to try and chase it, but Langton's able to touch it away, and now Baker will clear it down the field, but Wadsworth heads it back into there. Sharry touches it on, but only back to Turner, who takes a good touch there, and he's going to clip it on, looking for DeFalco on the left wing, but it's going to be covered by Johnson as it goes out for a throw-in. We are in the 91st minute. We haven't seen how much added time is going to be given as it's sent long. I don't think there's going to be too much. We haven't really had any injuries or many major stoppages, so I'd say about 3 or 4 probably. As Shildon have now gone 3-1 up on Cleethorpes Town. Vinny Steele scoring there. That might be it for Tadcaster in the Northern Premier League East. Lemon throwing down the line. Rawson heads it on to Falco. Will chase it down the left wing. He's got the beating of his man as well. Down that left wing. Needs some support in the box, and he's going to have to be forced to the corner flag, trying to get round, but that eventually does allow Beeston to get in and clear it. Bojang now has the ball though. Bojang is just trying to cut centrally, pass it to Turner. Turner rolls it in front of him, tries to get beyond to O'Connor, but that's just a bit too much. Ferreira's come back to collect it. Now back with Wadsworth as the rain is absolutely pouring now. Ferreira will continue to advance forward, trying to get through to Bratkowski, who slips as he does it, and then goes back to Langton, who's going to Clip it long, looking for Rawson, but headed away from him and back with Sharry now. It's full time at Sheldon, and they have won 3-1. And that would mean that Tadcaster need 3 goals in the next couple of minutes to stay in the league. And Tadcaster attacking now with Patil. Trying to get through the right-hand side, but it's been blocked by DeFalco. Good defensive work, but he's lost the ball back to Pallet. There's a tackling from Bojan, but the ball goes in, and then it is the last shot Tadcaster will take. It is full time here. The great stuff for Stocksbridge is that they've won 2-0. They are staying in the playoffs, but obviously the news will be over on the other side because with this result, Tadcaster Albion have now been relegated to the Northern Counties League and Northern Premier League East. Steels have won 2-0 here today. The first goal coming when Bailey Baker advanced forward, took a shot that would be then deflected off Alex O'Connor's face and into the back of the net. And in the second half, a great from Kurt O'Connor getting to the byline, pegging it back for Luke Rawson, who was able to tap in from close range. That seals the 2-0 win here today. Tadcaster Albion are now relegated. I've been Adam Allcroft, your commentator today. We will see you next Saturday for the home match against Grantham Town, the other team in the bottom 2 at the moment. Thank you very much for listening today. I've been glad of all your listeners, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye.